Hello everyone, I'm Paul McGuire-Grimes. Roland Emmerich has become synonymous with disaster movies like Independence Day and The Day After Tomorrow and 2012, and yet some feel like an actual disaster like his new film Moonfall. It's in theaters and I want to talk about it. This is Paul's trip to the movies. Expectations going into a movie like this are key. You'll want to grab your big bucket of popcorn and leave all realism at the door. Moonfall stars Patrick Wilson as Brian Harper. He's a disgraced former NASA astronaut who's been blamed for the accidental death of another astronaut while doing a satellite repair mission. Now that scene kicks off the movie, alarming the audience that there's something inside the moon. Now, roughly 12 years later, he's brought back to NASA thanks to his former work spouse, played by Halle, who needs his help when a mysterious force knocks the moon out of its orbit and comes barreling toward Earth. Now, the other key player here is Game of Thrones actor John Bradley, who plays Casey Houseman. He's this space geek who believes in all sorts of conspiracy theories and first noticed this idea of the moon out of orbit, but NASA, of course, wouldn't take him seriously. Roland Emmerich directed the film, but he also co-wrote it with Harold Closer and Spencer Cohen. There is something fun about a disaster movie, and they can be done well, but they're actually a lot harder to pull off than you may think. Moonfall starts off with a really interesting premise. Emmerich and his writing team have written this fictional world where you could somewhat buy into that concept of what would happen if the moon fell out of orbit and could come crashing into Earth. I was on board for a bit, not because it seemed plausible, because it was entertaining. Then I was starting to hear some snickering in the audience with the cheesy dialogue and the film's science, and I thought, oh no, it's too early for this reaction. Emmerich escalates the story far too quickly. He cranks it up to a 10 within the first 30 minutes, and there's almost then nowhere for this movie to go for the next 90 minutes. I was surprised by how bored I got, even with this end-of-the-world concept. At one point, Casey states, "We're dealing with a megastructure. Your rules don't apply anymore." Now, it's like the moon became this transformer, and there's this highly advanced black metallic AI organism thing that's inside of it, and then feeds off the technology, thus destroying anything in its path. I then shook my head again when we see a gravity wave destroying a major city. Now, Emmerich injects this film with some mentions of NASA conspiracy theories, which could have been fun to explore, but that he never then goes there long enough. It's in the final 30 minutes where I thought that Emmerich and his writing team went completely haywire with this story, seeming to kind of break all their own rules and concepts just to see what sticks. Now, for the most part, I'd say that the actors do their best with this material. John Bradley is clearly having fun playing into the paranoid elements of being a conspiracy theorist. Halle Berry brings a strong, confident, and cool vibe to her character as well. But Michael Pena is completely underutilized in his stepfather role, and don't blink or else you will miss Donald Sutherland. Now, movies like Moonfall could work. There are plenty of space exploration and disaster movies that are highly entertaining, but Moonfall is not one of them. I'm giving it 1 out of 5 ticket stubs. If you like my review today, click subscribe on my YouTube channel. Get some new interviews with Tom Holland and Denzel Washington, so you'll definitely want to check out those interviews. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Paul's Movie Trip, and then go to my website, paulstriptothemovies.com, for even more reviews. Thank you so much for watching my review of Moonfall. This is Paul's Trip to the Movies.